from the state capitol. The Capitol Report with Assemblyman Sam Blakesley. And now, the Capitol Report.
Today, we're going to show you one episode in a series we're calling The Treasures of the Central Coast. Hi, I'm Assemblyman Sam Blakesley, and in these half-hour broadcasts, we're hoping to give you an inside look at some of the most spectacular monuments, historical sites, and landscapes that make San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara counties some of the most beautiful places on Earth. Welcome to another edition of Treasures of the Central Coast. Today we'll be talking about higher education and the opportunities afforded to members of our community. Right here next door to you at Santa Maria, we have Allen Hancock, a fantastic community college, and we have with us right now Veronica Sanchez, who will tell us a little bit about how folks can get into the school, what it might cost to go to school, whether or not this is the school for you, and really what the opportunities are. So this is going to be a great segment, and Veronica's here with us right now. Veronica, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Why don't we start off with perhaps you telling us a little bit about the student population. How many people attend Allen Hancock here in Santa Maria?
Currently we have approximately 11,000 students attending Allen Hancock College, and we range from students from the ages of 20, all the way to 24. That's the majority of our population. And the students here tend to transfer to four-year universities, and they also come here to upgrade their job skills and also get some vocational training.
Well, how does someone potentially enroll in Allen Hancock? Is it difficult? Is there a real rigorous set of criteria? Do you have to have grades to be accepted? How does someone get in?
No, typically students who are over the age of 18 could come to Allen Hancock College, or if they have already graduated from a high school. And so our goal here is not to make the process difficult for the students. Our goal is to make it easy for them. And a lot of our resources is available online. For example, students can register online. They can also submit their admissions application online and do their financial aid online.
So it's easy to actually apply. It's easy to get accepted, but is it expensive? If you're someone of modest means, or you're in a situation where you haven't saved for college, can you still go to Allen Hancock?
You can definitely go to Allen Hancock College. We charge $20 for every unit that you take, and we also have financial aid available, which will cover that cost. For example, for all community colleges, we have the BOG, which is called the Board of Governors Fee Waiver, and what that'll do, depending on your need, they will cover your enrollment costs here at the college.
Well, that sounds like an incredible deal, because it was $20 per unit, and a unit, there's 2 or 3 units to a class.
Right.
Already, even if you weren't subsidized or help with financial aid, it would be less than $100 to take a class.
Right.
And these classes, I guess, last all semester long, so you have potentially maybe 3 such classes. So the cost to go to community college is really quite low, and there are waivers, so you don't even have to pay those fees.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a huge advantage. So what you're telling me is Allen Hancock's available to virtually everyone in the community, whether you graduate from high school or not, or whether you have great grades or not, and even whether you have money or not.
Right. So we just want to make sure that we invite everyone from the community to start taking classes here at the college. And first things first is just stop by the counseling department to get your information, and we can definitely make sure that the process for you is easy.
That's great. Thank you so much, Veronica. And now we're going to go and look at your beautiful campus.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. Allen Hancock teaches thousands of students every year and prepares them for a number of different possible futures. Many go on to four-year schools, but some, in fact a significant number, actually go straight into the workplace. And one of the great opportunities for employment in the Central Coast, because of tourism, is obviously in food services and restaurants and hotels. And that's why it's so exciting to have with us today Bob Weir, who's the coordinator of the Culinary Arts Program here at Allen Hancock College. Bob, thank you so much for joining us.
No problem. Glad to do it.
It's so exciting to know that we have a program like this where people can immediately get the certification to jump in and have an impact in employment here in the Central Coast. What do you teach, for example, in these classes?
We teach basic cooking, basic baking, and then advanced cooking, advanced baking. We teach some of the management classes as well. We offer nutrition classes for people who want to get into a more scientific type of
that's great.
job.
And who typically would hire someone that comes out of your program?
Well, we have students that work at places like the Dolphin Bay, the Lido.
Oh, wow.
I have a couple students there now. So we have students that go to the casino, the Chumash Casino. There's a lot of opportunity up and down the Central Coast.
And you not only teach the theory of it, but it's very hands-on. I mean, I'm looking around here. You've got what appears to be a full-scale industrial kitchen. This is, very similar to the types of equipment someone would find the minute they walk into the workplace.
Well, that was the whole goal of this room. I actually spend maybe 45 minutes to an hour doing lecture on theory. And then the rest of the time they spend cutting, slicing, dicing, cooking.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And so we've arranged the room so that it can get 20 students max. Because after that number, if you get above that number, it's hard to stop them from burning and cutting and all the kinds of things you don't want them to do.
20 students, you're able to be very hands-on and answer questions.
That's my goal.
And I think you also said you're teaching some of the managerial skills.
Right.
So not only does someone learn how to cook and how to handle themselves around a kitchen, but if you're supervising chefs or you're supervising people that are working in a restaurant, you're going to learn some of those skills. What does that entail?
Well, that entails things like food and beverage cost control, some accounting, supervision training. Because a chef nowadays can't be just a chef or a cook. Has to be an HR person, has to be a team builder, has to know how to design things so they look pretty. There's all kinds of things you have to be. You can't just go roast a leg of lamb anymore.
So this isn't just teaching cooking.
No.
This is, when you come out of a program like yours, you're going to be ready to really go potentially even into restaurant management.
You could start at the very bottom level and work your way up. Most businesses won't accept you at a higher level of management unless you have some background experience. So we try to give them hands-on and get them to work so that they build that experience with their knowledge. So.
And then just real quickly, you don't have to go for a full 2-year AA or AS degree to get this certification. It is really very focused for this particular skill. Can you tell us about the programs and maybe how long they take for someone to get through the program?
You could do the certificate with the least amount of units probably in a year.
Okay.
A year and a half for more unit certificates. And the reality in college is most students' 2-year plan ends up being a 3-year or 4-year plan.
Because people do it in their spare time and they may have a job.
And this is actually a good certificate system for people that are already working in the industry.
Right.
I have maybe 25 to 30% of my students are already working, and they came here to get their skills honed and get more skills.
Alan Hancock, in addition to having a phenomenal vocational education program, also helps students prepare for higher education, for 4-year schools in the humanities and liberal arts, but also in the sciences. We have with us today Linda Metaxas, who is a physics professor at Alan Hancock, because this institution has a fine tradition of helping kids prepare in math and science, which, as we know, is a very rigorous program. Linda, why don't you share a little bit about your background and about what you're teaching the kids?
Well, interestingly, my background is not in physics. I was a social worker for many years, and when I wanted to change my goals, I went back to school, and lo and behold, I fell in love with physics. So I studied physics. I've been a physics instructor for about 14 years. I've been 10 years at Alan Hancock College, and absolutely love teaching physics.
And I think that's a wonderful story, because so many people, they think of physics as being so daunting. They really, are afraid to take a class like that. And it's so interesting to know we've got an instructor like you who can bring such a breadth of life experience to the classroom. Can you tell us what sorts of subjects you teach?
Well, I teach primarily the engineering physics, and Alan Hancock College has an excellent engineering program, one of the most comprehensive for a community college in the state. And most of my students are, in fact, engineering majors.
Fantastic.
And we teach the full complement of the engineering physics, mechanics, thermodynamics, and electricity and magnetism. And for these students, it's actually a 3-semester course. We also teach a 2-semester course that is trig-based, that is for the biology and pre-med majors. And we also have some preparatory and
That's wonderful. So you've got different
education.
stages for different sort of career paths
Yes.
now.